Hola mi gente, Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm glad you can join me. Today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Discover It card. This is a card that I've been asked to review for a while now, and I finally got around to doing it because I actually just received the card. If you stay till the end, you're going to see whether or not it's a good fit for you and your wallet. Now, if you're new to the channel, I talk about everything about credit cards, personal finances, and so on. So if you like anything you see, if you think it's valuable, or at least you get some information out of it, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button so it can help me bring you information on a regular basis and it helps support the channel. Also, if you find it a little bit entertaining, hit that like and subscribe button to help me out as well. So let's jump into this. So a couple of months ago, I've had a few people tell me, hey, you only stick with American Express, Chase, Capital One cards. What's going on with, cashback credit cards? So last week I decided to do a video on the Bank of America customized cash rewards card. And it's a solid card, and it's a card that I'm going to apply for in the future. It was one that I was going to do first, but when this Discover It card came up, I decided to go with this one instead. So one of my longtime subscribers, Carlos Velez, was hounding me. He was like, what's up? Why don't you just do these things? You're neglecting a bunch of people that might get some information and be able to utilize what you tell them by reviewing the card. So Carlos, again, this one is for you. Now, why did it take me so long to discover it? Get it? Discover it. Because I'm really not so much into the cashback cards. I want the points and miles, right? So the issue I had was, okay, I'm going to get a cashback card to review, but which one? Like I said, I was going to do Bank of America, but the Discover It card comes in at a high 5% cash back in different categories, similar to the Chase Freedom Flex, right? So the difference with this one is that from what I've seen, the categories are very strong and they're usable categories. Sometimes you'll get categories that you're like, wait, I'm not going to get anything this quarter because I'm not going to use this. But right now, this particular card offers you usable categories. So let me just look at my notes here. I applied on June 24th, Saturday, June 24th for this card. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous because I had already applied for 12 cards since December 2022. I have a bunch of hard inquiries, right? But my credit score is still high. It's at 833. So the credit score part wasn't killing me. It was the hard inquiries that I was concerned about. But I decided to roll the dice and apply for this card online. And you're going to see in the video as I'm going to roll it now. Now you should see I was approved for a credit line of $15,000, okay? So $15,000 credit line on a card after so many inquiries, after so many cards open, is a lot. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But if you're planning on applying for this card, I would suggest you look at your credit score, you go through Credit Karma, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. There's a lot of apps, and even some of your other credit cards that might offer just a free credit score monitoring. Make sure you have at least a 650 and above. If you have 680, 690, you should be good to go. But in my opinion, anything above 650, you should be good with this card. And then the credit limit is going to depend on your credit history, your income, and so on. So what are my plans for this new card? Well, I got the physical card on June 30th. Okay, I got a beautiful purple looking card. Discover really has a lot of options for you to customize the look of the card, and I give them credit for that because you have a ton of options. It's all over 100 and something different images that you can add to the card. But I just got it. I'm not kidding. When I was ready to record, I got a notification that FedEx delivered my new card, and I got the flag of Puerto Rico for all my Boricuas out there. Wepa! I got the Discover It Puerto Rican flag card. I just got it today. And I have to tell you, it's a beautiful card. And it's a great thing to see that they're so, inclusive of everyone. Every flag is out there. And this is just a beautiful card to have, in my wallet on my person. So, kudos to you, Discover, for having the images of your cards on Smash. Now, I already started using this card this past week. The two categories that are currently running are, and they're just in time for the summer, gas, and then the tap to pay feature if you use Apple Pay, Samsung, and so on. So in your digital wallet, you add the card and then you tap to pay and you get your 5% cash back. So I'm not a huge fan of tap to pay. That's one of the things that I didn't like about, what Apple did with their card, where they were giving you 3% back only if you use, it as a digital wallet, tap to pay. But if you use the physical card, the nice titanium card, you got 1%, which is, I guess, why right now, and this is for another video, but Goldman Sachs is thinking of kicking off the card to American Express for them to take it over, because right now there's really nothing going on with that card. So the Discover card gives you 5% on gas and on the digital wallet. Now, full disclosure, I have an EV, I have a Tesla. They don't do EV charging with that. So I'm okay with that, but I'm gonna travel this summer. I'll be able to use that function, I'm sure, for cashback for gas at any point, in the summer when I'm traveling. Now, as I said with Apple, this is actually getting you 2% more cash back on your purchases this quarter, which is huge. Okay, Apple tops out at 3%. Now, other categories that Discover has done this year is, in the past 6 months, they had drugstores, streaming services, restaurants, wholesale clubs, so like Costco, BJ's, things like that. So these are categories that I feel are useful on a daily basis. And to get 5% back is huge, okay? So even though I just got these signed up now, I'm gonna utilize it. It's perfect for the summer for me, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of shopping or going out, and you always have your phone with you, and I'll just tap it on my phone and keep it moving. So a great thing that Discover does, and it's a huge perk, they're gonna match everything you earn in cash back in your first year, your first full year of having the card. They're gonna match you dollar for dollar on cash back. So if you get $400, if you do $400 worth of spend cash back, they're gonna give you $800 in your first year. Now remember, each quarter they max you out at $1,500 worth of spend, which translates to about $75 a quarter. Okay, $75 a quarter. So times 4 is $300 a year cash back. However, that's not including any of the 1% that you get back on other purchases, right? So if you think about it, if you're able to max out the card, that's $300 cash back, but Discover's gonna match it and give you $600 at the end of that full year of having the card. So whatever you collect in the first year, Discover will match it dollar for dollar all the way to the end with no limit, okay? Another huge plus is that there are no fees whatsoever, no annual fees for this card. And the big one, and no interest, and for purchases or balance transfers for the first 15 months. Now, that's huge. Right now, look at your credit card statements. You're going to see anywhere from 19.9 to 29.9, and on some of those other cards, even 32.9%. So if you carry a large balance on one of those other cards, transferring it over to Discover gives you 15 months to be able to pay that card at 0% interest. And if you do it within the first 60 days, they'll give you only a 3% balance transfer fee, as opposed to a 5% balance transfer fee that other cards do. Okay, so it's not a bad deal. For 3%, they'll transfer the balance over, and then you pay no interest for up to 15 months. But remember what we say on this channel: always pay those credit card bills in full before your statement closes. This way you don't carry interest from month to month. If you carry interest from month to month, it kind of negates the whole cash back points and miles thing. So make sure you do your due diligence, and you pay that balance off every month before the closing date. Now, another huge perk for those of us that might be just crazy busy and don't remember things all too often: if you're late on a payment, Discover will waive your first late payment fee on that card. Okay? So again, if you're late on one payment, not multiple payments, one payment, Discover will waive that late fee for you. So, I think that's huge, especially if it's a month that you're just busy or on vacation and you forgot to send that. What I would suggest you do is always set your cards to at least the minimum payment for automatic payments. Just the minimum. This way you cover yourself and then you're smacked over the head with a large $41 late fee for any of your cards, okay? Not just Discover. Now, this has always been a pet peeve of mine. I'm going to be using it in the summer, and this is huge as I take this card out this summer. There are no foreign transaction fees. For those of you that have been on this channel before, you know I can't stand the foreign transaction fees. That usually totals 3%. Most of the other cards out there will charge you a foreign transaction fee. This does not. You're saving 3% on whatever spend you do outside of the United States. So I'm planning on going to Switzerland and France this summer. No foreign transaction fees for me. So that's a huge plus in my book for anyone planning on using this card over the summer. Now, there is one con, okay? And a big one, if you plan on using this a lot for travel out of the States. The Discover card is not as widely accepted as a MasterCard or Visa, okay? And even for American Express for that matter. So if you're traveling abroad, on their website it says it's accepted in 200 countries. However, your mileage may vary because a lot of the smaller mom and pop stores or smaller boutiques or businesses will only take the major cards from Visa or MasterCard and on occasion American Express, but Discover is not one of their priorities. So make sure you always take with you that backup card, that second card that you're going to need if you're using this card outside of the United States. So that one con, and it's a big one if you're using it for travel, make sure that you have another card as a backup just in case you can't use your Discover It card on this. Now, my last point on why this card is a great card. Their customer service is phenomenal. Now, in the last week, I've called for several things and questions that I've had for them because, like I said, I've never had a cashback card. Their customer service is exceptional. Now, I've always said, in my opinion, American Express has the best customer service, hands down. They have that on Smash. But I gotta tell you, Discover has exceptional customer service. So much so that they brag about it in their commercials. If you look at their commercials, they always say that their customer service is based in the US. And actually, when I call, I'll get someone that says, thank you for calling Discover from the Delaware office or from the Michigan office. So they tell you where they're actually taking your call from, and they take pride in the way that they handle their calls. Super professional, wonderful to deal with, haven't had an issue. So if you're big on customer service, which I am, because when you're dealing, especially when it comes with your money, you want to make sure that the person on the other end is there to help you if you have any problems, any hiccups, any issues with using your card, especially if you're out of the States, okay? So, is this card right for you and your wallet? Well, once Discover was known as the credit card for college kids, the card that you signed up for when you were registering for classes. I'm dating myself. In person, you had to register at St. John's, and you would have that representative outside with a table and a free cup or a free pen or whatever if you signed up for a card. That was the Discover card of old. Not anymore, okay? With the solid earnings, you get 5% cash back with in the categories that you can actually use with 0% interest for 15 months, including balance transfers and excellent customer service. This card is a no-brainer, and I think it should work well in your wallet. Do me a favor, check out my referral links below. You'll see a referral link there for Discover and other programs and things that I recommend to you to look at and that can help you on your financial journey as you use your credit cards. And let me know if you applied for this card, if you're thinking of applying for the card, or if there's another cashback card you would like for me to review. Like always, I thank you for the privilege of your time. Until next time.